This week, on another stuck-at-home edition of Talking Pictures with Neil Rosen, we'll look at the new crime thriller, Arkansas, starring Liam Hemsworth and Vince Vaughn. Bad Education, based on a real-life school scandal with Hugh Jackman and Allison Janney, plus the new sci-fi satirical TV series Upload and the romantic comedy anthology series Love Life, starring Anna Kendrick. We've got all that and many more movie picks coming up. I'm Neil Rosen. Welcome to Talking Pictures. It's our monthly Critic Roundtable show where we debate what's worth watching, what's not when it comes to new releases, hidden gems, and Hollywood classics. We know the movie theaters are still closed because of the pandemic and you're stuck at home and probably craving some entertainment. So along with my panel, who are also streaming from home, we have plenty of movies and TV series for you to binge watch. Joining me are Bill McCuddy from Gold Derby.
Hi, Neil. Glad you got my plant there. It looks good.
Lisa Rossman from Signs and Sirens.
Hey, Neil. Thank you for my monthly opportunity to wear lipstick.
There you go. And returning to the show, our friend Jack Rico from Showbiz Cafe.
It's great to see you even during these times, my man.
Same here. Well, let's start with a look at several new films that are available on demand, beginning with a new movie called Arkansas. Let's take a look at a clip.
We're gonna go traffic drugs across state lines, sir.
If you boys catch yourselves starting to complain about boredom, just remember, a bored criminal is a good criminal.
Is this an order from Frog? We've been thinking about streamlining.
You can't do that.
We do a whole bunch we're not supposed to do. Frog don't seem to mind.
It's better to have to look for something to do than have something to do look for you.
Bill, tell us about Arkansas.
We've got Liam Hemsworth and Clark Duke selling drugs for John Malkovich and Vince Vaughn. Vivica A. Fox is also tossed in there. What we have basically is an Elmore Leonard or kind of Coen Brothers adaptation of a very popular book that's basically about deep-fried Southern drug running. The big story here for me is, besides that I enjoyed the film a great deal, and you can feel the sweat coming off the screen, is that Clark Duke, this guy who was in that Showtime very bad comedians television, I'm Dying Up Here, co-wrote and directed this thing. It's his directorial debut. I enjoyed this film a lot and I highly recommend it.
Lisa.
You know what? I'm amazed that yet another film like this was made. It just goes to show you that while people complain if there's more than one female-driven comedy in a given season, there's like an endless appetite for hackneyed and badly paced crime movies that star white dudes with inexplicably expensive haircuts. Let no cliche go unturned in this film. Oh my God.
Jack?
Unfortunately, I think that even though it has some clever moments, it really doesn't fill its potential. And it's very Quentin Tarantino light, but if that's enough for you, then this is a decent watch, at least.
Yeah, it is a Coen Brothers Tarantino wannabe, but it doesn't come up to that level, on any level. There are some scenes that work, and it had my attention for a while, but I think midway through it completely went off the rails. The problem for me is Clark Duke, not so much in directing and writing, which is weak, but he cast himself in the movie, and I think he's miscast in the role that he wrote for himself. It doesn't really work for me. If you're really stuck for something to watch and you like this kind of thing, I would still pass on it, despite Bill.
Neil, you're wrong. I'm proud to hold up no Neil, and you guys are really wrong about Clark Duke. I think he's going to be a star director.
We shall see. All right, moving on. Lisa, tell us about a movie called St. Francis.
Ordinarily, I don't have much patience for movies about aimless millennials who are having a hard time adulting. Frankly, I don't even have any patience for the word adulting. But this quiet indie is wonderful. It's about a 34-year-old underachiever who's actually played by the film screenwriter Kelly O'Sullivan. She lands a nannying job for a well-off lesbian couple's bratty daughter, just as she discovers she herself has an unwanted pregnancy. Mostly this movie works because its melancholy humor highlights everybody's humanity. And also, the child actor here, Ramona Edith Williams, is such an unexpected delight. She's going to be a great actress at 80.
Jack?
Listen, like Lisa said, this is one of those millennial generation sort of films that everybody seems to be like underachieving, and it's very reminiscent of Lena Dunham's sort of storytelling. The film has some great lines. It's charming, it's candid, but I think what glues everything here together is that family sensibility where Kelly O'Sullivan, the character of Bridget, when she meets Francis, essentially that's when the movie really sort of stretches itself into this really good place, and the ending is what this movie is all about. So you got to stick there to the ending, but it definitely warms the heart, and I would say it's one of the better picks this week.
Bill?
Well, I like everything up until the ending, and I like the ending, so I like all of this film. I think that little girl is, and not since I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, not since somebody like Tatum O'Neal have we seen somebody that really could, as a child actor, bloom into a great actress. She steals the movie, and yet she has the support of a great cast. That it could have been cliche-ish. It wasn't. It felt lived in, and I really like this film a lot.
Well, I'm mixed to slightly positive on this. On the mixed side, there are a lot of scenes that meander where she's deep in contemplative thought, or she's walking around with the kid and takes the kid to the park, and that just goes on for a while and it's a little boring. But on the positive side, the actress who plays the kid, as you mentioned, Ramona Edith Williams, is great. Say what you want about this movie, whether you like it or whether you find it boring in spots, the characters certainly do ring true. Next up is the movie The Trip to Greece. Jack, tell us about it.
Well, you can watch this movie on demand, but The Trip to Greece reunites Steve Coogan and Rob Brydon once again. They've done these films before. And essentially now they travel to Greece for an article where they had to retrace Odysseus' journey from Troy to Ithaca. And in between these meals where they go to restaurants and hotels and travel, the beautiful parts of ancient Greece, it's very reminiscent of films like Dinner with Andre, where the plot essentially doesn't exist, but the dialogue is what the magic is, and the chemistry of their friendship is what usually and it keeps this movie sort of afloat all the way through the end. Look, it's not the best movie that they've done. It's not maybe even the best movie of the franchise, but with all the panoramas and the chemistry and the beautiful sceneries, it gives you sort of a sense that you want to be there and you can't.
Bill?
Listen, I'm a huge fan of this series. First of all, what I liked about it, they finally got a check that they had to pay. It was €370 for a meal. I've always wondered what these guys were paying for these meals. But what I didn't like was there's a manufactured kind of storyline that happens late in the movie. I'm not going to give it up, but I'm very surprised that both director and the star involved decided to have it involved in the film, because they made the decision to put it in. It was very disturbing, and I didn't like it, and I'm not recommending it for that reason.
Yes, it's a lighthearted series if you look at all the films. And again, I won't reveal the ending either, but they take a dramatic turn. And why Michael Winterbottom and Steve Coogan and Rob Brydon decided to go that way, it doesn't gel with the rest of the series and this movie. And I just kind of thought that threw it off. Go ahead, Lisa.
I mean, honestly, though, how many fancy vacations on a film production's dime do these two dudes actually need? I mean, the last film ended on a perfect note that would end the franchise perfectly. Instead, we have this fourth installment with their standard celeb imitations, the standard send-up on Coogan's massive ego, their standard obligatory self-reckoning about loneliness and aging and settling down. And then I agree, like the final bit was so contrived. Cue the violins, end the franchise.
There's also not as much attention paid on the food preparation and those 5-star restaurants, which is kind of an interesting component to these movies, which was not here as well. See Trip to Italy. I think that's the best one. I'm going to talk about a relatively new HBO movie called Bad Education. Now, this is based on a true story that began back in 2002 in Roslyn, New York, where the affluent top-ranked school district there was ripped off to the tune of close to $11 million by a couple of high-ranking officials. Hugh Jackman, Allison Janney, and Ray Romano are on hand. They're all great, and this surreal embezzlement scandal is played out here as a satirical dark comedy. It's entertaining, it's fascinating, it's funny, and it all works. I really recommend this. Lisa.
You know what? I really dig this film. It's a wonderful use of Jackman and Janney. They're both such wonderfully wry actors, and when they're edited quickly this way, they work best. I love how information is imparted as the movie moves on. I mean, we know the premise. Everyone heard about the scandal, and still there were moments I was surprised. Also, such a good comment on the conundrums that are facing public educators right now.
I really enjoyed this film. It's perhaps my favorite film that I've seen so far this year. Bad Education, outside of the great performances and the incredible writing, This is a film about the complexities of the human condition. But for me, the big feat here was the student journalism aspect of it that exposed the fraud. And I think this is the type of film that should be shown in high school journalism classes or university journalism classes. It should be there whenever you talk about journalism films. This should be in that list because it was that good.
Bill?
And for me, one of the delights of this thing, besides the fact that I think it's one of Hugh Jackman's best performances, what I find nice about the script is that we're not really sure who's as guilty as they are at the beginning, and it plays out in a nice kind of a reveal that I think people will really enjoy. So yeah, my favorite movie of the year, not yet, but definitely should be seen, if not by high school students, by people who run the money for any high school.
You know, there are some great TV series that are streaming right now to binge watch. We're going to tell you about a few, starting with something called Upload. Here's a clip.
I really don't think we need Upload. I'm feeling pretty chill.
Vitals are still going down.
She's wrong.
Maybe don't try and tough this out, okay? Now, you could just old-fashioned die, or we could be together forever. Yeah?
You know, that I think you are so amazing,
But what?
But forever is just like so long to think about.
Lisa, tell us about Upload.
You know, I did not expect to love this movie. It's a sci-fi Amazon Prime series, but it's from Parks and Recreation's creator, Greg Daniels, which is why I paid attention. Parks and Rec was like my favorite show ever. This one is set in 2033 Brooklyn and LA. And it's basically about a tech startup bro who, when he dies in a freak accident, has his consciousness uploaded into a corporate-owned cloud. It's basically like a fancy retirement community. It's a really brilliant and complex look at how even death and the afterlife are commodified these days. And it sounds like it could be preachy and kind of dark, but instead it's just pointed and really funny. And improbably enough, it's actually kind of a rom-com as well.
Jack?
Listen, I think it has a creative premise with an innovative knack for how the future of the world is going to look like. But, you know, for me, the problem was that if you remove all the visual gadgets, you don't really have much to stand on this. It was a struggle for me to watch in many moments. And, you know, it just reminded me like it's a derivative between Black Mirror episodes and Johnny Depp's movie Transcendence, where his soul...
Nothing derives from Transcendence. Nothing. I can't believe you said that. That's the worst movie ever made.
Right, but,
oh my
but
God.
the premise...
Nothing derives from that.
You're right about Black Mirror, Jack.
It was
right
actually
about Black Mirror. It's San Junipero. It's the same premise as San Junipero and Black Mirror.
So I've seen this before, and I've seen it done so much better. So those are my thoughts. I wasn't really crazy about Upload.
Bill?
Well, everything that Lisa likes about it, not surprisingly, I don't like. I wish that it wasn't rom-com-ish. I wish that these guys had put together something like Dark Mirror or like that, because the premise is really interesting to me. But the jokes, even when they're good, they land a little oddly. They're in an odd world, like the show itself. So that didn't work for me. I wish it was serious. I wish it was straight.
I think it's terrific. I think the two leads are great. Robbie Amell, Andy Allo. I like the fact that on paper, this heaven sounds terrific, but it's not the paradise that it's all cracked up to be. And I also use the word commodified, Lisa. I agree with you. I like, just like in life, in death here, there's depending on how much money you make, there's the different kinds. There's the low-level heaven. There's the 4-star, 5-star heaven. I think that's terrific as well. Highly recommend the show. Okay.
Wish it worked as well as you two think it does.
I know.
You're on point, Bill. No. Bill is wrong. Here's my sign. Bill is wrong.
Can't wait. Yeah, there's the sign, right? I cannot wait for season 2. All right, Jack, there's a series on Netflix. Tell us about it called Hollywood.
Hollywood. Da, 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 da. Isn't that the theme song of your show, Neil?
A hybrid of it, I think, you know. But anyway, go ahead. Lay it on. Lay it on.
Hollywood is from renowned producer Ryan Murphy's latest miniseries starring Jeremy Pope, Darren Criss, Patti LuPone, Jim Parsons, Dylan McDermott, amongst others. And it's the new trend of reimagining moments where we feel that should have been retold more accurately. And it reminds me a lot of the New York Times 69 Project not too long ago, where Ryan Murphy wants to reimagine Hollywood history told from a point of view where homosexuality and diversity wins. And I love that premise very much. But unfortunately, throughout the 7 episodes, my patience was so challenged on something that could have been so great. If you want to see a series where justice sort of takes place, this is the one to watch. But unfortunately, I think the entertainment value here is very low, and I would nix this.
Lisa?
You know, as with all Ryan Murphy projects, this one starts so strong and charismatically, and it kind of sputters to a stop. I mean, there's great performances from the elders in the cast, especially Holland Taylor, Rob Reiner. I mean, Patti LuPone, I love her so much. But the younger characters here are so woefully generic. And you know what, overall, I'm just really over revisionist history, even if it progresses an ideological standpoint that I agree with, like this film does.
Listen, this is a hot mess. It's just like, you're right, Ryan Murphy always delivers crazy stuff. And the problem is you can rewrite history as long as we understand what parts of it you're rewriting. And some of the things they get wrong here are really notable. And I just think that it's a noble misfire. I wanted to like it more. There are parts of it I can't take my eyes off of. And then at the end of an episode, I go, no, I'm not staying with this.
Well, the problem for me is sort of what Lisa's saying, is this revisionist history thing. The ending is so crazy to this thing. The last episode, episode 7, is so unrealistic that it almost negates the entire thing that came before that. I won't give that away, but in a million years, what they present to you at the end cannot or could not have ever happened. And if you want to do something that's unrealistic like that, that's okay if you do that the whole way through. But the first 3 or 4 episodes are played relatively realistically and straight. So when it makes that turn in the last episode, to me, it was just so absurd. Ryan Murphy said, I wanted to present a Hollywood that I wanted to believe could have existed back in the 40s. But I don't buy it. You either have to have that theme go the whole way through or not.
The length to which Ryan Murphy has taken this is just too far over the top.
Love Life is the name of a new 10-part series on a brand new streaming service called HBO Max. It stars Anna Kendrick as a single woman living in New York, and each self-contained half-hour episode looks at a specific relationship in her life. One episode is about the time her older ex-boss turned into her lover. Another looks at how the guy from an uneventful one-night stand becomes sort of stalky. There's one about a guy she becomes serious with and they decide to live together. It's all very clever and well-written. Kendrick is excellent here. She also serves as an executive producer. So does Paul Feig, who directed Bridesmaids. And the show has fine dramatic and comedic elements. Overall, it's a very realistic show as it looks at dating, sex, and relationship amongst millennials in New York City. Lisa?
You know, Anna Kendrick is absolutely wonderful, as she always is. And she elevates this material so much that it really took me a couple days to realize I didn't like the series because it's so hackneyed. I mean, down to the fact that it literally has that British narrator and that sort of fake documentary storytelling thing. There are a few episodes that are absolutely excellent, but I feel like overall, this could have been made decades before, especially given its sort of dime store, mealy-mouthed, pseudo-feminist revelations.
Wow, I wish I had a sign saying Lisa was wrong. Jack, go ahead.
You know, it's very charming, very humor, and it's a look at Manhattan and the dating life in the 20, 30-year-olds. But this is a decent look, but nothing that really excites me. I think there's no fireworks.
We see how her character's outlook on love and relationships changes as she matures, and I think that's a key element that both of you guys missed.
People were afraid of him. We were his teammates and we were afraid of him. And there was just fear.
Catch the ball when I throw it to you. I just threw it to you.
Ignore this guy. He's come through, but he's overplayed.
The fear factor of MJ was so thick.
He was a jerk. He crossed the line numerous times. But as time goes on and you think back about what he was actually trying to accomplish, you're like, yeah, he was a hell of a teammate.
He was pushing us all to be better.
That was a clip from the new documentary series, The Last Dance. It's Jack Rico's personal choice as we go around the panel with our critics' picks of the month. Jack.
Well, you can watch this on demand, and The Last Dance is ultimately the best love letter to Michael Jordan's sports legacy so far. It's a long-form documentary, much like O.J. Simpson's documentary, and it covers the 1997-98 championship that they had, the Chicago Bulls. Over the course of 10 hours, they had discovered 10,000 hours as well of archives that had never been seen before that were in the NBA. And it has a lot of flashbacks of him starting in the sports. But what this documentary is more than anything is the mindset of someone who is a winner in the way that most of us have never seen in our generation. And it also really exposes a lot of his mindset between how he became this winner. He's a global icon, he's inspirational, and everyone seems to be talking about this. The ratings have been crazy high, and to me, it's a masterpiece of documentary.
Lisa?
You know, the timing of this is brilliant, given how starved people are right now for live sports. Even I'm starved for live sports, which is honestly not a sentence I thought I would say. Basically, this is an argument for Michael Jordan's brilliance, but it's a really compelling one. And let's face it, Michael Jordan is brilliant. So I found this entertaining as hell.
I think it's one of the best sports documentaries that I've ever seen. I'm not a Chicago Bulls fan, and I'm a casual basketball fan, and I didn't think that this would grip me for 10 hours, but it did. It's really fantastic. Bill, what's your pick?
I have a documentary called Call Your Mother, which is on Comedy Central and also other platforms. It basically asks the question, where did you get your sense of humor? And someone who has always felt like my mom was pretty funny, I enjoyed the premise of this. Louis Anderson, David Spade, Judy Gold, Tig Notaro, all sitting down with their moms, many of their moms, and describing the material that was about them, how it was inspired by them, the DNA basically of where their sense of humor came from. I recommend it.
Jack?
I enjoyed moms finally getting their due for influencing some of the funniest people that we've seen on TV and film. It's a different angle in the stand-up comedy world. I'm not used to seeing it as much, but it's a welcome celebration of the power of mothers and the influence that they have over their children.
I like how some of the comedians tell you that they have to censor their act when they're performing, when their mother or parents are in the audience. And some other comedians are like, no, I'm not censoring anything at all, which I thought was kind of funny. You get to see a softer side of these comedians. And I think that was good too. It's on Comedy Central on demand free. I would check it out. Lisa, what's your pick this month?
Oh, I'm on this 70s kick right now during quarantine. And this one is The Long Goodbye. People who only know Elliot Gould from Friends or the Ocean's 11 movie can be forgiven for not realizing how hot and rakish Gould was in some key 60s and 70s movies. But he was. And this one is my favorite. It's a Sunshine Noir adapted by Robert Altman, the great Robert Altman, from a Raymond Chandler novel. It's set in LA in 1973. Gould plays Detective Philip Marlowe, but he's about as far as you're going to get from Bogart ever. He's more concerned with his cat, basically, than the murder that he's solving, which obviously also makes me like the movie. The plot is basically beside the point. It's all stoned kaleidoscope imagery and hilariously mumbled one-liners. And oh my God, I love this movie. Also, look out for a cameo for a very young Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, despite Lisa sexually objectifying Elliot Gould in his younger days, I really think this is one of my very favorite Robert Altman movies. It certainly holds together, despite, as she said, not having much of a plot. And he's great as Philip Marlowe. She's right, a long way from Bogart, but he's got the car. He's got like an old 40s Lincoln that he drives around in. And one really cool thing about this movie is that the theme song plays in different incarnations through the whole movie.
Yes, so
it's
true.
a really cool little noir-y touch, and this is a good pick.
Listen, 1970s films are terrific. This is a really good one. Gould is great. So is Altman. What more can I say? Really good pick, Lisa. Okay. My pick is from 1996, and it's called That Thing You Do. Now, it marks the directorial debut of Tom Hanks, who also wrote the screenplay. The time is 1964. Beatlemania is in full force, and a local garage band from a small Pennsylvania town decides to record a demo of one of their pop tunes. The song is called That Thing You Do. They wind up signing with a big record label. The song unexpectedly becomes a huge hit, and the next thing you know, these one-hit wonders are on a nationwide tour and performing on a national TV show. Along the way, they enjoy the perks of fame. During their brief rise to the top of the music charts, Tom Hanks is also in it. He plays the manager. Liv Tyler is a romantic interest, and overall, it's funny, sweet, and it totally captures the era. It's on Amazon. There's also an if you know the movie, there's an extended cut, which is 40 minutes longer, which you can get, and it adds more depth to the movie. But a few weeks ago, which is really interesting, the cast reunited for the first time in 24 years on Zoom for a charity benefit where they do a commentary during the whole movie and share a lot of interesting background information on the making of the film. And that reunion is available to watch on YouTube. Bill?
I love this. I love the movie, and I love what they did. It kind of honored the guy who wrote that song, Adam Schlesinger.
Adam
Kind
Schlesinger.
of like won a contest because about 300 people sent in movie titled songs, and they picked his because it was kind of bouncy and beatly. And the real acid test for this song is in almost more than any other movie I've ever seen, they play that one song over and over and over again as they go from county fair to this place to that place to radio station after radio station. And you love that song. It's so catchy. It's like an earworm, and it's great. So I'm glad it's getting some attention.
You never get tired of that song. Play it 100 times. You still don't get tired of it.
And when this song came out, it was a top 10 hit when I was living in Miami. And do that thing you do. I mean, I couldn't stop singing the song. And so my love for this film is more nostalgic. And it's just such a feel-good movie that if anyone is feeling any sadness right now in life, this is the pick-me-up. This is the feel-good movie that you should watch.
That's all the time we have, and with any luck, we've given you some movies and TV shows to watch help pass the time in this time of crisis. I want to thank Lisa Rossman.
It was so good to see you, boys. Stay out of trouble. Stay healthy.
Bill McCuddy.
Thanks, Neil. You're paying my cable bill, right?
And thanks for joining us again, Jack Rico.
Health and love to everyone.
Yes, stay well, everybody. I'm Neil Rosen. Join us next time on Talking Pictures.